Hey guys, Nakama is back, and today we're going to be talking about the new, ufotable Fate Stay Night anime.
Oh my god!
Stay.
Saber!
Excalibur! Can't even handle it. Can't even handle it.
Unlimited playbooks.
So
Now,
let the people know what the details are.
The people.
alright, so we just got details. This was just leaked. The newest edition of Type Moon Ace just came out, and these details about this new anime have been released. They've been hyping this for a while. Now I'm just gonna tell you guys exactly what it says here. The Fate Stay Night anime series is due fall of this year. The director is
Fall's
going to
be so good.
The director is Takahiro Miura. He's the one that directed the 6th Kara no Kyokai movie.
Shit, I just saw that. You know that shit's ass.
Well, we'll get around to that. We'll get around to that. Character designs are done by Tomonori Sudo, Hisayuki Tabara, and Atsushi Ikaria. Half the scenario is completed. Voice recordings began back in fall of last year.
Damn.
Some episodes have already been completed. Some episodes are already done.
Oh.
They're doing an original route.
Shots fired.
The biggest thing of the whole thing right there. Bomb.
It's
a whole new
because
route.
everyone was expecting, oh, it's going to be the Fate route. It's going to be a Heaven's Feel. It's going to be an adaptation of the entire visual novel. And they just said, no.
No.
We trolled you. It's something new. And it's being written by Hinoku Nasu. This is the guy that wrote the original visual novel of Fate Stay Night. He wrote Kara no Kyokai, Garden of Sinners. He wrote the original visual novel of Tsukihime.
So you trying to tell me you get like the 100% pure straight from the man himself that did the work of the series doing this?
He is penning it himself.
What else? What else, man? Give the people the rest of the facts.
The people are feeding right now. The people are just hungry. We want more.
It says here that there are new costume designs, modern casual wear for Shiro and Rin, and a jacket for casual Saber.
Oh.
Better do my girl right. She better look good.
Yo, first of all, she ain't your girl. She's my girl.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here,
Who put you on Saber? Me.
Get back on the boat.
You guys can say all you want, but I think we all know who Saber's real man is.
Yo, with the all black. Hey, yo, you haven't seen. You haven't seen Saber in Phase Zero, so you can't talk, bro. Get the fall back. Just fall back.
Just see that picture. It just breaks my heart. The ending of Fate Stay Night.
The next bit of info here is that the atmosphere is going to be serious. It's going to be similar to Fate Zero, but it's still going to have some comedy in it. It's not going to be completely serious. To me, that says it's going to be like the Heaven's Feel route, because that's basically what that was, where it was like, there was some comedy here and there, but most of it was just like dark, fucked up shit. It says here that fans will feel the connection to Fate Zero. The final detail here is they want to portray Shiro properly as a main character. That says to me...
That means manliness.
That says to me that because in Fate Zero, if you hadn't seen Fate Stay Night, you wouldn't actually know who the main character is, because it focuses on all of the servants and masters equally. So I think here... people were confused by that, so they want to make sure that in this series, there's no confusion of who the main character is. And those are all the details so far.
Also, they released a teaser trailer to the Fate Stay Night Ufotable version.
That was mainly footage, though, recycled from, like, the games and...
But they actually showed Ufotable...
Yeah, there was footage from Fight Zero as well.
Yeah.
A lot of footage.
Shit.
So starting off with the Fate Stay Night anime is coming in fall 2014 season. That means that this is going to be like probably the season of the year. Probably this Fate Stay Night anime is going to be like what the Attack on Titan was of last year and what
That's
sort of
gonna hit by storm. That is.
Yeah,
Phase Zero was big when it happened. When it was weekly,
huge.
It was huge. I did some episodes. I was fucking like crazy because it's too intense. So much going down the story. It was crazy. It was amazing.
So we already got like pretty much the star of this year. It was like, you know, the High School of the Dead, the fucking Sword Art Online. I'm pretty sure I gotta be this one.
Is it going to be 24 like the rest of the series? Because I know Fate Stay was like 24, and was Zero 24?
0 was 25.
0 is 25, but the thing is the first episode was an hour long.
True.
So
Yeah, I've seen the first episode.
Regarding the director, this one has me a little skeptical based on what I've heard from both Shintai and Panda, and that said it's going to be directed by the director of the 6th film of Kara no Kyokai. While Kara no Kyokai is critically acclaimed as a series and a collection of movies, this is one of the weaker ones of the series, so it's like, what can he do with this one?
I want to try and alleviate some people's worries with this. Now, when I first heard that Fate Zero was going to be directed by the guy who directed the first Kara no Kyokai movie, I was sweating a little bit because the first Kara no Kyokai movie, it's not bad, but like for me, it's like kind of in the middle or kind of on the lower
average
end compared to all the other Kara no Kyokai movies. And it was amazing. Fate Zero was amazing. So that guy proved me wrong. And here's another thing to take into consideration. The guy that directed the 6th Kara no Kyokai movie already directed a few episodes of Fate Zero. So he has experience outside of that. And another thing, the reason Kara no Kyokai 6 is considered the weakest is not really anything in terms of the directing. I don't think anyone can really say like,
it was just the material they were adapting.
Every movie in the Kara no Kyokai series had a different director. And he just kind of got saddled with the litter of the bunch, basically. And I think we also need to keep in mind that the nature of the content for the 6th movie is that, look, you just saw movie 5, which was one of the best movies, arguably the best.
If they said the director of Paradox was doing this, I would jizz buckets. Oh my god, I love that movie.
Jizz buckets, damn, that's a lot of jizz.
So what you're basically saying is even though a 6th movie was kind of like meh, it's not really due to his fault mostly.
It has to do with the nature of the content because it was meant to be a break because movie 5 was insane and movie 7 is also insane. You needed a break from all that insanity. So movie 6 is kind of like, look, we're going to give you a little bit of a break. And it's not going to be as epic as the other shit. It's just supposed to be a break. And that's why it's considered the weakest. And it's really no fault of the director himself. So the people who are like really worried about this going to be, you know, the series is ruined because of this guy's going to ruin it, I think people should just calm down. This guy has experience. He did direct some episodes of Fate Zero, and I don't think that there's really anything to worry about. This is still Ufotable we're talking about. It's still a huge group of people who know what they're doing. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Half the scenario is completed, so I guess they're coming in with a plan at least. That's good to know that, you know, they already got half the scenario completed. Voice recordings began fall 2013. Not much to say. Okay, that's cool. And some of the episodes have been completed already. That's also okay. You know, they have everything planned out. That's at least a good thing. Now, the big one is that is very controversial, is that it's going to be an original route written by Nasu himself, the author of the original Fate Stay Night visual novel. This, on many different levels, is controversial. First of all, because there were 3 routes originally in the Fate Stay Night visual novel, and a 4th one that was never completed. They never, I don't know if it was released. Was it released, Shintai? The 4th one? Never released?
The 4th route never saw the light of day.
All right, so we have 3 routes, 2 of which had adaptations. One, Unlimited Blade Works, was a movie. I personally think that it was a big failure. They just tried to cram way too much content into a movie. Just like, Unlimited Blade Works needed better treatment. Then we have the Fate route that was adapted with the original anime, which is a lot of, I guess, how can you put this? Mixed reaction. Yeah, mixed feelings regarding that one. On one half, there's fans like myself and a lot of us in here that we really enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved the relationship with Saber and Shiro. I just loved mostly everything about it. There were some problems, but I definitely really enjoyed it. On the other half, there's people that just really don't like it. They say it's a bad adaptation, and just overall they weren't big fans of this route in general. So there's that as well with that. And then there was a 3rd route, Heaven's Field, that never got adapted into an anime. It's still left there, and that's what people were believing this was going to be. It ended up not being, and now we have this original arc, or this original route that they're going to be doing by Nasu. What do you guys think?
Question is it going to be that 4th route, though? Because it's being done by the same guy. Is he perhaps going to show that route in this, like, adaptation? That's what I'm wondering about now. And it's like, I really want to see, like, the original done again. Like, I want to see Fate route. I want to see Unlimited.
it's the guy who made the series, so I don't know.
I trust his material. He does really good
Yeah,
stuff.
I
Like,
mean,
but it's like I really want to see the other routes. I feel like, don't forget about like Heaven's Feel, Fate, and then
so it's gonna be
Playbook.
new to everybody. It's gonna be new to everybody because he's doing like new shit, like his original shit. So it's gonna be new to everybody. So I don't even fucking know.
My biggest thing that pops into my mind, and you could say what you want, this is how I personally feel, is like you could interpret this in one way that is kind of like a little bit I feel is that were the other three routes just simply not good enough for this adaptation? Was it like, what was it that went into this that made them think, okay, we needed just a different route? Because me personally, I love the original Fate route. I love the Fate Stay Night anime, the original one. Unlimited Blade Works has some good promise. It was just really done in a bad format. You can't fit that much material into a movie. And for them to just kind of like give it the finger, the 3 arcs that are out there already, it just kind of makes me think, well, yeah, it's by Nasu, the original creator himself, but like, did he have doubts in his original work? Does he think that he's just better now? So that's why he's doing it. Like, you can interpret it in like that way. You can also interpret it like, oh, I've just gotten better now. I can make something better. What do you guys think regarding that?
Well, did he doubt Ufotable because they wanted to do his original work, and he was like, nah, let me just change some shit, let me do something else. And they was like, nah, we like your original work, so.
But I think it does show that Nasu is kind of a perfectionist in a way, where he's never like satisfied with his work. He always wants to improve. He always wants to show something better. And that's a trait that I think is pretty admirable. But at the same time, it's also the reason why he almost never actually releases anything.
Well,
What do you think
I think
about
that it's
that?
possible that after his work, he can just see all of the flaws in it in his own mind, because everyone's going to see flaws in their own work, and possibly from the success of Fate Zero, everyone was watching Fate Zero. Plenty of people who have never even seen the original series, it got people into watching the original series. Plenty of people who've never read the visual novel, like myself, into it. So it's possible that he's trying to make this one slam home run of a series that everyone's going to love because the original author is creating it, and he wants to do something completely different. The way I feel about it is they should either adapt it the exact same way that it was in the visual novel, or do it something completely different, because if you kind of do it halfway, it blocks out your ability to do either in the future.
And also, it's a lot of pressure on him because it's like, yo, this is the guy himself who made the visual novel in the series, so it's a lot of pressure because people like, yo, want your other work, and he's doing this. It's like, it's a lot of pressure.
They're going to hold him to a standard because he has
standard.
3 routes, and then there's also the Fate Zero anime, which people that don't even know any difference, they're just going to be looking at it like, is this going to be as good as Fate Zero? That's what a lot of people are going to be looking right now. They're not looking at anything else. Pressure right now, and the standards are very high, so it's kind of a risky move. Like, in my opinion, I think it would have been safer. They would have been playing it safe if they would have done one of the original rounds, or try to did all 3 of them in like some long, 50, 75 episode
70
anime.
episodes, all of them. Do the original as well. Just get like 70, 80 episodes of all of it.
But
I
if
thought
he,
your
like,
will go
goes
bankrupt
hard-
because of it.
But if he goes hard and blows our fucking mind, and I'm like, yo, good shit, dog.
Yeah, definitely an interesting thing.
It's gonna be
He
interesting
definitely does
series.
have it in him. He's blown my mind with some of the shit that I've seen him do in his visual novels and in Kara no Kyokai. Panda's here seeing Kara no Kyokai. He can back me up when I say
I
that
can
Kara no
back you
Kyokai
up.
is fucking mind-blowing.
Dude, I love freaking Kara no Kyokai. Like, Paradox is some amazing shit.
We got new costume designs, which don't they have some different clothing in each of the visual novels, or do they wear the same? Like, I'm not that familiar with each of the visual novels. Do they have different clothing in each of them, or
No, they wear the same things in each of the routes.
Okay, so they're gonna get rid of Shiro's crusty blue and white shirt and all that shit.
Hey, why you hating the shirt, bro? I bet you won't say his face. You
I
fuck your
will,
ass up.
and he'll just get mad
You
and
fuck
complain.
your ass up, bro. Save it right there too.
The atmosphere will be serious, similar to Fate Zero, but it'll have its comedic aspects as well. That's the thing too. I think what it is that with the major success of Fate Zero, this is my assumption on it. They're trying to build it closer to like Fate Zero than what the original Fate Stay Night was, because they saw like people loved it for its serious nature, but they still want to keep intact some of the the essence of what Fate Stay Night was, because it did have some comedic elements to it, and that's why they're like, okay, we're still gonna have some comedy, but it's gonna be more along the lines of like that serious Fate Zero vibe.
Yeah, Fate Zero was fucking really mature, some epic shit.
The thing is, though, when I saw Fate Zero, to me, when I was thinking, since I read the visual novel, was this felt like a prequel, more specifically to the third route, Heaven's Feel, because it had the same kind of atmosphere to it. So when it's saying like, oh, it's going to feel like Fate Zero, then that to me just say like, okay, it's going to be like Heaven's Feel.
The fact that it'll feel that fans will feel the connection to Fate Zero. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's like a big revelation. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be the sequel to it. Fate Zero is the prequel, so that's not that.
I think that's kind of a redundant statement because you should feel the connections to Fate Zero in every route. Because in the end of the day, Fate Zero is a prequel to Fate Stay Night in its entirety. I mean, the reason that the events of Fate Stay Night happen is directly because of Fate Zero. So you would feel connections regardless.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like, didn't need to mention that, to be honest with you. I guess they're just trying to clarify, like, don't worry, guys. This isn't going to, like, trail off. It sounds
like they're catering to Fate Zero because they knew that they got a huge audience of Fate Zero.
That's exactly what it feels like. Yeah, I agree.
It's like, don't worry, we'll keep it the same.
They want to portray Hiro properly as a main character. This is an important one as well because it's, he's highly criticized as like a shit main character or what the fuck is that dude's problem? So the fact that they're trying to clear him up and, make him a little bit more likable, that's a good thing, I would say. Take away some of those elements where it's just like, he almost seems like he's sexist in a way, like, no, women aren't supposed to fight. Let me fight your battles. So if they clear some of that stuff up, which was early on, because Shiro does improve as the series goes on, I feel, anyway.
Towards the end.
Yeah, I think Shiro gets a lot of shit unnecessarily because, he does start off kind of annoying, but that's kind of the point. He's supposed to grow through the journey, through the war, and he does, and he becomes a much better character. Not only that, but it's not like the way he acts is unjustified. When you find out his past and you find out what happened to him, then it makes complete sense why he acts the way he does, and it adds a lot of depth to his character. But at the same time, the way that he was portrayed in the Fate route compared to the other routes is different, because in the other routes, he becomes a fucking beast. He is so powerful in the other routes. In the Fate route, he is at his worst. He is at his weakest. In the other routes,
I guess Fate is like his beginning point, and then like later on, like his like beastie point.
I heard Heaven feels he's like crazy.
Some of the people here who have seen the Unlimited Blade Works movie has seen what I'm talking about.
He's a fucking animal.
In that movie,
he is an animal.
He is so much more powerful than he is compared to the Fate
Unlimited Blade Works.
And he only gets even more powerful in the Heaven's Feel route.
So at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that we are very fucking excited to see what they have in store for us.
My photo ball right now, that
means
it's gonna be good.
To be in.
And at the end of the day, you guys can all willingly or unwillingly agree that Saber is my bitch. Thank you very much. WeRNakama.
No, that's my bitch.
Okay.
That is the end.
That's not the end.
Anyway, that's the end.
That's not the end.